Hello everybody and welcome to the Whiskey Dictionary. Tonight I'm going to be talking to you once again about Egan's Single Malt Irish Whiskey. This is the vintage grain expression, and in the past I've reviewed regular Egan's, the 10-year, and I mentioned that that was not even my favorite Egan's that I had tried. This is. And the reason that I love this is because at $40 it's kind of unassuming, but it totally impresses. It brings something to the table. It's really, really good. And at $40, it's not going to compete with things like Redbreast. It's not going to compete with Green Spot, Yellow Spot, Teeling, or any number of other Irish whiskeys that are at a higher price point. But at the $40 rough price point, you're going to be hard pressed to find another Irish whiskey that me personally, that I've had, that I liked more. So this also has time to grow, and you never know where it's going to go. So I think it's worth it to support this. But anyway, let's talk. I'm getting way ahead of myself. This is 46% ABV. It is aged at least 8 years in American bourbon barrels, and I want to get into the nosing and tasting. So let's go ahead and do that. So there's grain. There's definitely grain. There should be. It's called vintage grain. But the nose is comprised mostly of things like vanilla and oak and fudge. It's got a little bit of chocolate in there for sure. There's a little bit of caramel in there as well. People always give me crap about the way I say caramel, but whatever, I don't care. So let's go ahead and give this a taste. Cheers. It's sweet, it's smooth. It's got this vanilla nicety to it that's just delicious. It's got a subtle hint of spice to it, and mostly it's just vanilla all the way down for me. The graininess that you pick up in the nose, none of that harshness carries over to the flavor. So I think it's just awesome. Clearly I'm a big fan of this dram, and so is Jim Murray. And you know, him and I, we're men of similar ilk. So I believe he rated this something like a 92. And I just gotta agree with this sentiment. I think this is a fantastic Irish whiskey. If you're in the mood for an Irish whiskey, you can probably find this on your shelves. Once again, as I mentioned with the 10, the label's a bit unassuming. It doesn't have very good, what would you call it? It's like shelf appeal. You know, it's not gonna stand out per se, but if you find it and you see it, I suggest you buy it. $40 for an Irish whiskey. Like, you can't go wrong. It's something. Expand your horizons. Go into Irish whiskey. It's Irish Whiskey Month. So that does it for this episode of the Whiskey Dictionary. I'm going to go polish off this dram and go have a good rest of my night. And I hope you do too. Cheers.